Don't forget to hit up Rose NBA on Twitter. This man will grind it out for you. He'll do your spotlight sims and your 12 and O's. Whatever you need, he's got it. What is good, YouTube? And welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're on with a Toronto Raptors offseason realistic rebuild. This one's been requested in the comment section for quite some time, and we're finally doing it. So the Toronto Raptors are an interesting team this upcoming offseason. Obviously, a lot of teams, or a lot of people, including myself, predicted them to make the playoffs this season, and they weren't even in the play-in. They were very disappointing this year. Obviously, there's a lot to address, but if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. 60% of you watching this aren't even subscribed, so I'm looking at you, Alex. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Change that right now. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead and rebuild the Toronto Raptors as realistically as we possibly can. Toronto Raptors, like I said, a very interesting team. Obviously, they made the big trade, the trade deadline, trade Norman Powell for Gary Trent Jr., and you guys know how I feel about that, right? Like, I'm definitely going to miss Gary Trent Jr., and it'll definitely be interesting to see how the offseason goes with those two guys, whether the Blazers re-sign Norman Powell. And I imagine the Raptors are going to do everything they can to sign Gary Trent Jr. because he's going to be restricted as well anyway. But one thing I am confident in is a sign-and trade with Kyle Lowry. They were looking to trade him in the offseason, and I imagine there'll be some kind of sign-and trade done with Kyle Lowry where the Raptors get at least something for him, so he's just not walking away for nothing, if you know what I mean. And then there's OG Anunoby, Siakam, Fred VanVleet. What I think this team's going to do is, personally, I think the Raptors are going to continue to kind of retool youth-wise and also kind of stay competitive at the same time, if you know what I mean. And then eventually, when things just aren't going well and, you know, Fred VanVleet and Siakam are like on expiring contracts or 2 years left on their deal, I think eventually that's when they could trade Fred VanVleet and Siakam, because I'm not sure how this team's going to become a championship team anytime soon. Unless if they got some max free agent, which I don't think is going to happen. But hey, you never know. So that's what I think the Raptors' future looks like. But I'm not a fortune teller, so I can't tell you everything. But that's what I think anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the draft, though, of course. We're not going to fire anybody as far as the staff is concerned. We're going to leave that all the same. And looks like we can't make any offers at the head scout. I'm not even too worried about it. So let's go to the draft. And with the Raptors, they had like the 7th worst record. So we have like the 7th pick in the draft, which is nice. So we can go ahead and see what we can get with the 7th pick. There's no one I want to trade right now. I'm definitely confident, you know, moving forward with OG, Siakam, Fred VanVleet for now. But like I said, I do see a future where one of these two guys or both of them could be traded in the future, but I don't think it'll be now. So, and maybe it never happens because maybe they get good again before that even happens. So let's go ahead though and jump into the 7th pick, because like I said, I think the Raptors are literally suited to possibly compete and rebuild at the same time, to be honest. So Jalen Green goes number 1. Jaden Springer goes number 2 to the Pistons. Magic get Jonathan Kuminga. Evan Mobley goes number 4. Cavaliers get number 5. And then Jalen Suggs went number 6 to the Warriors. So I was about to say, if Suggs or Cunningham drops all the way to 7 to the Raptors, that'd be a dream scenario. But that does not happen. So who do we have left on the board to be taking? So we have a guy like Scotty Barnes, but we kind of have OG Anunoby at that small forward spot. Greg Brown, Davion Mitchell, Isaiah Jackson. So Greg Brown, Zaire Williams, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Isaiah Jackson, Jeremy Robinson Earl, BJ Boston. Maybe I take BJ Boston here with this pick. You know, we could maybe play Fred VanVleet at the point guard spot and be fine with it and just roll with that. So although we kind of have a backcourt of Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet right now, I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting to see where we definitely need a big man. I know that for sure. But I think BJ Boston is probably the best scenario here. Or I could go a small forward as well. Jalen Johnson, 6'9". Scotty Barnes. So maybe I take Jalen Johnson here because I have not drafted a Jalen Johnson in one of these yet. So I guess we'll select Jalen Johnson, change it up a little bit, and then we'll go with Sharife Cooper in the 2nd round as well. Shout out to the guy that always asking me to draft Sharife Cooper. But let's see. So he was a 78 overall. So Greg Brown would have been nice. BJ Boston, like I said, I wouldn't have minded him, but we do have a lot of guard depth as it is right now. But I'm going to sign Sharife Cooper and Jalen Johnson. Player options, we got Rodney Hood, who I'm not going to be accepting, Utah Watanabe, and Chris Boucher. Of course, Chris Boucher played great at times. So Gary Trent Jr., welcome back. And then, of course, the big thing is the sign and trade with Kyle Lowry, which is what I'm looking forward to the most. So right now, point guard spot is definitely a big hole. Fred VanVleet at the shooting guard is a we have Gary Trent Jr. coming back. OG Anunoby. One thing I do need to fix with Fred VanVleet, though, is because we all know Fred VanVleet's absolutely broken in 2K. So if you guys want to know how, if you ever do rebuilds on your own and you see guys digressing or regressing or however you say it for no reason, it's mostly because of this peak end age. 2K has it where everybody just starts declining at the age of 28, which is so stupid. So I'm going to bump this up to 38. We don't ever go that far anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I just do that. So that way Fred VanVleet won't start to suck out of nowhere. So as far as free agency though is concerned, like I said, I kind of want to look at the team. Gary Trent Jr. is a very, very important free agent. Siakam, Boucher, and then we have Jalen Johnson, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, and then point guard spot, obviously Kyle Lowry being gone. So point guard and center need to be addressed. We definitely want Gary Trent Jr. back, but it's not showing I have his rights. He better be restricted. Like, I better be able to get him back. He's a restricted free agent. We could offer him money right now, but what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to sign and trade Kyle Lowry because I think that's something that is definitely possible for the Raptors. So 3 years, 20 million is something like that could happen. So we are going to be renouncing pretty much everyone besides Gary Trent Jr., of course. So Kyle Lowry, welcome to Toronto, or welcome back for now. And then we do a sign and trade. Literally looking for a point guard or a center here. So I'm going to use the trade finder first, but if I don't see anything that I like realistic wise, I will probably most likely try to use my own trade. So Garland, Cavaliers, Marcus Smart, Zubac, and Patrick Beverley. So the Clippers, man, Clippers are down bad right now. 0-2 to the Mavericks. We all know that. It'll definitely be interesting because honestly, if the Clippers lose in the first round, does Kawhi even resign? Like, does Kawhi even resign with the Clippers? Because then you gotta wonder what the Clippers would even do at that point. Like, are they gonna kind of retool, or are they gonna trade Paul George? Like, it's definitely very, very sus for the Clippers' future. And I'm not gonna lie, if Paul George became available, maybe my Blazers called him up, maybe, because we need a defender. Although Paul George, you know, he's definitely better than CJ, but I don't know. Okay, that's for a topic for another video. But the Spurs, I don't think they'd be interested. The Pelicans, I guess if we could get Nick Alexander Walker, but we don't need a shooting guard. The Pacers, the Magic, don't really need to go all that. Andre Drummond, I guess, would give us a center. If the Lakers were, you know, if we did a sign and trade with Drummond for Kyle Lowry, I guess that could be a thing. Mitchell Robinson, a first round pick from the Knicks. Okay, this one actually could be interesting because maybe the Knicks are looking to, you know, further their playoff performance. They get Kyle Lowry to be a veteran for a while, and we get Mitch Robinson a first round pick. I'm doing it. I'm gonna do this trade. I don't know why I don't know if the Knicks would trade for a 35-year-old though. Not sure if that makes a ton of sense for them. But I don't know, man. I don't really see anything else that I like, and I would trade him to the Clippers usually just because we get Zubac. But we need a big man, and the Knicks are offering me Mitch Robinson, and maybe the Knicks want to further their playoff chances even more. Kyle Lowry is definitely one of those guys that could definitely help them out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that sign and trade with the New York Knicks, and we get Mitchell Robinson to be our center, which was desperately needed. So Mitchell Robinson, welcome to Toronto, and then Gary Trent Jr. will come back. And right now the point guard spot is kind of a big hole. So Dinwiddie could be someone of interest if we wanted to sign him for a little bit. Devontae Graham could be interesting. Schroeder. So let's say we sign like Dinwiddie to like a 2-year deal or something like that, and see if so we could sign Dinwiddie. So that's a W. So we got Dinwiddie to be our point guard. So the Raptors address the point guard hole. We got Dinwiddie. So like I said, I think this team's going to compete, but kind of retool at the same time. So Dinwiddie is one of those guys that could come in and help out, even though he's coming off of injury. He gets paid from Toronto and is going to have a starting spot in the rotation. So I imagine he would find that enticing. And I do want to pay Gary Trent Jr. here, but unfortunately, like I said, he just isn't really getting an offer where I match it. So Gary Trent Jr. backs on a qualifying offer, and this is our new rotation. So this is definitely going to be an interesting one. But Dinwiddie, Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Jalen Johnson, Siakam, Chris Boucher, and Mitchell Robinson at the center spot. So I like where we're going with this. I do. I really love where we're going with this. As far as training camps are concerned, let's see what we got. So we're going to throw some untapped potential at probably Gary Trent Jr. and OG Anunoby, I imagine, or something, because I want to see these two really step up for Toronto. So OG Anunoby for sure. And the last one is Gary Trent Jr. for sure. So I'm definitely going to be increasing some shot tendencies on those guys as well. So looking at the rotation, they have Dinwiddie, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Siakam, Mitchell Robinson, Gary Trent Jr., Chris Boucher, Jalen Johnson, Malachi Flynn, and Yuta Watanabe. So Gary Trent Jr. was starting for Toronto, but I think he would definitely accept a 6-man role with eventually the opportunity of becoming a starter, as we all know, if Fred VanVleet were to ever get traded. But Gary Trent Jr. shot tendency, I wanted up. And then, of course, OG Anunoby shot tendency, I wanted up as well, because we want him taking some shots as well. So let's boost these up. Fred VanVleet, of course, we want taking some shots. And yeah, I like that. So we got some shot tendencies up, and that's what we would love to see. As far as proficiency is concerned for this first season, 3.5 at balanced and 3.5 at 7 seconds. So with a little bit of a retool that we did, can this Toronto Raptors team get back into the playoffs? I imagine we're going to be able to, but you never know with this game. We're going to simulate season number 1 and see how things turn out, and hopefully we're a playoff team in the Eastern Conference again. And I didn't expect us to bounce back this great, man. We went from No playoffs to the first seed in the East. I don't know how that happened, but it did. MVP LeBron, Cade Cunningham Rookie of the Year, Suggs Sixth Man, Defensive Player, OG Anunoby Most Improved Player, so averaging 15 points per game is definitely something we love to see out of OG. Frank Vogel Coach of the Year as the Lakers went 70-12, my goodness. And then Justin Taylor Executive of the Year. I imagine he represents the Lakers. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So, yeah, we get to play Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. I'm honestly shocked that we got the first seed, but hey, I'll definitely take it. As far as player stats are concerned around the league, we got 18 from Siakam, 17 from Fred VanVleet. So nobody really stood out as like the starter, you know, like the all-star here. Nobody really stood out. But I think we definitely have the potential of someone kind of standing out eventually, but everyone kind of contributed. It kind of reminds me of that, I think it was that 2014, 2015 Atlanta Hawks team where nobody was like averaging like 20, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but everybody was like averaging double digits. There was no standout guy. This kind of reminds me of that, to be honest, and that gives us the first seed. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we are playing Cleveland in the first round. We get to play Cade Cunningham, Sexton, Okoro, Kevin Love, Jarrett Allen, and Garland. So this could be a tough matchup. Cousins as well. Let's somebody come around against them and see if we can beat the 8th seed here. And we sweep them. So that's a really good start to the playoffs. And now we get to play Detroit, who also is in the playoffs now as the 5th seed. So they have Killian Hayes, Jaden Springer. Kawhi is always going to Detroit, man. Is 2K trying to tell Crispy something? Because this seems to happen a lot. Maybe it is destiny. The Clippers lose in the first round. Kawhi feels like, you know what? I'm taking my talents to Detroit, and no one can stop me. And then we're making the playoffs and dominating the East. We'll see. Somebody current round against Detroit, and they beat us in 6 games. So, yeah, once we ran into a star like Kawhi Leonard, it was a GG. So, let's go ahead and summon the rest of the playoffs. And Detroit Pistons make the NBA Finals, but John Morant is too good. Finals MVP. John Morant went off yesterday, but unfortunately the Jazz beat them. And Donovan Mitchell coming back was definitely a big help for Utah. But Grizzlies won a championship in 5 over the 70-12 Los Angeles Lakers. Why did they go 70-12 is the question real quick. Hold on. Hold the phone. Drummond, Montrezl Harrell, Oladipo, Kyle Kuzma. Okay, this team just kind of clicked on all cylinders, I guess. All right. Now we have another draft lottery ahead of us. Let's see what this is going to turn out into. We don't have a draft pick here in the lottery, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And now we get to have the 28th pick. Okay, so we have the 28th pick in the draft. Not sure that'll help us a whole lot, but you never know. We're going to fire our trainer and grab an A trainer because we love that. And then our head scout is an A as well. Okay, so we like that. And then assistant GM, I'll grab Owen Masters, I guess, to be my assistant. And we're going to go to the draft now. So we did lose in the second round to Detroit, which is a little unfortunate. 28th pick in the draft. So we could probably get somebody pretty good here, I imagine. So let's see if somebody could maybe contribute off the bench or something in the future. We'll grab Andre Jackson here, I guess, with this draft pick. And then rookie signing, Andre Jackson, welcome to Toronto. We'll accept both these guys. Qualifying offers, Gary Trent Jr. is a free agent again. And then free agency. We have Mitch Robinson asking for $28 million, which is just ridiculous. And then Gary Trent Jr. is asking for a lot. So is Chris Boucher. All right. So we just made the playoffs as the first seed. Dinwiddie, Malachi Flynn, Sharif Cooper. Eventually one of these guys. Dinwiddie's on an expiring contract. Brett VanVleet, Andre Jackson. We're going to get Gary Trent Jr. back, of course. OG Anunoby, Jalen Johnson, Siakam. And Mitch Robinson is the center that's in the offseason, but we could re-sign him, but we also could go a different route. But the different route's probably not going to help us any. There's like a DeAndre out here, but we're not going to be able to afford him. So, yeah, we used all of our money. So Mitch Robinson is asking for $28 million, which is just not going to happen, I don't think. I don't think that's something that would happen. Gary Trent Jr. is asking for $28 million, which I don't think that would happen either. Both these guys are asking for a ton of money. I want to sign Mitch Robinson back, but not at that price. And honestly, what I think I'll do to keep this realistic is, if you're upset with me for doing it, I apologize, but Mitch Robinson is not getting this much money, unless he just absolutely goes off here soon. But, you know, judging based off what he's been doing now, there's no way someone's paying him this much money, right? Like, am I tripping, or is that facts? Like, I don't think he would get this much money, but I'll offer it to him anyway, and then I'll probably fix his contract to like at 18 to 10 million, just because I don't think he's going to get 28 million from somebody. That's just insane. So we are going to re-sign Mitch Robinson back, of course, because we do still need help at that center spot. But I'm going to fix his contract, and I'm also going to wait for Gary Trent Jr. to come back. So once we got that figured out, and Chris Boucher, I do want Chris Boucher back as well. So I'm going to give him like a 2-year deal. And we're going to just re-sign our free agents, and probably going to boost someone's shot tendency to step up even more, because we had a really talented roster. It was just a matter of not having anybody that just stood out to the rest. So hopefully somebody becomes that guy. I'm gonna wait for Garrett True Jr., like I said, to come back on his qualifying offer, because I don't think 28 million is anything he'll get. So all these guys coming back is a W. Our roster is really talented. It's just a matter of, like I said, trying to see what works and what doesn't. So with Siakam, Fred VanVleet on 2-year deals left, I think we have a little another window of opportunity to try to make the playoffs again and see what we can do. And if we get bounced out in the second round again, I think it's time to potentially move on from guys like Fred VanVleet and Siakam, but we'll see. So with all that being said, we're going to go to the next season and see how things go. Trae Young. Okay, I know that was too soon. But Ken Chandler, Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year, Russell Westbrook. This man got popcorn dumped on him yesterday, man. What kind of stuff is that, dude? Man got pissed though. He was very heated, and I can kind of understand. He just lost a playoff game, and some fans dumping some. I know it's just popcorn, but still, like some fans dumping food on you, bro. I'd be upset too. But All NBA first team, All NBA second team, All NBA third team, and All Defense first team, All Defense second team. So back-to-back first seeds in the Eastern Conference though. Again, we're not that scary. Even wow, Detroit went from making the NBA Finals to not even making it at all. Wow. Okay. Well, do they still have Kawhi? They do. And James Springer developed still, but this team just still sucked. Okay. Well, no Detroit in the playoffs. But looking at the player stats, we had 18 from OG Anunoby, 17 from Siakam, 17 from Garrett Trent Jr., 17 from Dinwiddie, 16 from Fred VanVleet, 14 from Jalen Johnson, Sharif Cooper with 10.5, Mitch Robinson with 8.5 and 11. Okay. Here we go. Playing Milwaukee in the first round. They have Chris Middleton, Giannis, Claxton, Drew Holiday. Definitely a scary 8th seed. You'd never want to see Giannis in the first round. Somebody current round, and we beat them in 4. So that's actually a really good start and really good sign that, maybe we're legit this year. Kemba Walker, Trey Mann, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Naismith. Somebody current round against Boston, and we beat them in 5. And now we get to play the Brooklyn Nets. I almost want to bet my whole, I don't know what I want to bet, but I almost think the Nets have Stephen Curry, and I haven't seen it yet. I just noticed that the Warriors didn't have Stephen Curry earlier. And yeah, what do you know? They have Steph Curry, Zach LaVine, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Jordan. Which is, yeah, it is what it is. So here we go. Game 1. Let's see what happens. We're up 1-0. Start things off. 20-5 from Gary Trent Jr. Game 2. We're up 2-0. There's no way we beat this team, right? Come on, bro. 2-1. Come on. 3-1 lead. No, we don't want that. All right, here we go, man. Game 5. In Toronto, we win these, bro. We win these. They won back to every team is taking care of home court, and they're gonna wait a minute. No, never mind. They ran away with it. Okay, game 6. Come on, bro. Let's not do this. We're so close, man. But yet so far, come on. We beat Brooklyn here. It's looking good, and yes, we beat them 138-136. All right, man. Game 7 in Toronto. We forced this. This is what we're here for. Come on, bro. We do this here. Come on. All right. All right. Let's go. Come on, baby. We got this. We beat the Brooklyn Nets. We're in the NBA Finals 29-9 and Jalen Johnson. And now we get to play either New Orleans or Denver, bro. That is what I'm talking about. Somebody current round. And we get to play Denver, who have Jamal Murray, James, MPJ, Bobo, Nikola Jokic, Enes Kanter, Monte Morris, Moses Brown. All right, here we go. Game 1. We're up 1-0. Good start. OG Anunoby 25. Jalen Johnson with 21, Gary Trent Jr. with 19, and Dinwiddie with 17 and 6. Game 2, we're up 2-0. Oh my goodness, great start. Great start. Maybe Toronto's about to raise another championship here. Game 3, they win game 3. Come on, game 4, we don't lose. We don't lose game 4. No, why did we lose game 4, bro? Come on, man. All right, we gotta win game 5 though. We have to win game 5. There's no doubt in my mind we can lose game 5 here. All right, here we go. Come on, take the lead back. Please take the lead back. Oh my gosh, bro. Why are we losing game 5? No. All right, Simcast. Here we go in Denver. We were just in this position earlier. Come on. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shorten the rotation to 8. I'm going to shorten the rotation. We got to play our best players here. Here we go. Simcast. We don't lose this. We do not lose this. In Denver. I know the altitude's high. But we cannot lose this. We don't have a choice, bro. We don't have a choice, man. Why are we losing, bro? No. 101-127. Denver goes on to win the championship, bro. Come on, man. All right. Okay, back-to-back first seeds. This is throwing me through a loop so far. I'm not going to lie. But, hey, I'm going to give ourselves one more offseason. And our pick from the Knicks conveys this year. That's actually a major W as well. Because 10th pick, okay. So you have a lottery pick. And then I definitely want Nick Nurse back. 1000%. And then I'm gonna grab Melvin Hunt, I guess. And I'm also going to sign Logan Schmidt. Actually, no, he's an assistant or a head coach. Kenny Atkinson, welcome. I love you. So let's go ahead and go to the draft now. So on draft night, with all the moves that have been made, Siakam's on a 1-year deal. All right, so let me look what we got. Ojinobi, 26. Chris Boucher, Andrew Jackson. Siakam's making a buttload of money. All right, do we make a big move here? Is that something we do? We make a gigantic move and make some kind of crazy move here. Let me see. Actually, let me just see what would pop up if I made some crazy moves. So let's say I threw Siakam, Boucher, in this 10th pick. John Collins, okay. De'Aaron Fox. Sacramento, okay. We can get De'Aaron Fox here. Dinwiddie is going to be walking, so De'Aaron Fox could be an interesting guy to go grab. So give them 10th, Boucher, Siakam for... I don't even want Buddy Hield, to be honest with you. If I'm completely honest with you, I don't even want Buddy Hield. So Siakam, Boucher in this pick for De'Aaron Fox. And since De'Aaron Fox is so good, I'll give you another pick as well, just because I think you deserve it. So De'Aaron Fox comes to Toronto. That's what I'm talking about. So we got a 25-year-old point guard. Dinwiddie is going to be walking the offseason anyway, so I like it. Fred VanVleet can stay. I think he's got a player option. So, and our power forward spot is kind of a hole right now, but I think Jalen Johnson, OG Anunoby, you maybe could play some small ball there, and we can deal with it. Mitch Robinson still at the center, of course. So, with all that being done, let's go straight to rookie signing because we don't have a, obviously. Fred VanVleet declines, and we're going to accept Jalen Johnson, Malachi Flynn. Qualifying offer, Sharif Cooper is a free agent. And then free agency, Fred VanVleet is somebody I do want back. I also want Garrett Trent Jr. back, of course, which I'm probably going to have to finally pay Garrett Trent Jr. here. I don't have a choice. Unless, okay. I think Garrett Trent Jr. is going to get paid like a long time ago, but I'll give it to him anyway, I guess. So let's go ahead and sign Garrett Trent Jr. I don't want to renounce Fred VanVleet, though. Maybe we sign Fred VanVleet, and there's a chance I'm going to trade Fred VanVleet here. I'm not going to lie. There's a chance. I may not do it, but so we have a backcourt of De'Aaron Fox, Malachi Flynn. It'd be Garrett Trent Jr., Andrew Jackson, OG Anunoby, Jalen Johnson, and Mitch Rob. Okay, so we don't really have a power forward here. So like I said, it is. I knew there was gonna be a time where we maybe trade Fred VanVleet and Siakam, and here it is. If there's a good trade for Fred VanVleet, if not, I'll keep him. DeMar DeRozan, Isaiah Todd, and a first-round pick from Indiana. Okay. Jeremy Grant, Bobby Portis, Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris. Okay. So could get Isaiah Todd in a first-round pick here. He's 21 years old, on a rookie contract, and we get a first-round pick for Fred VanVleet. In a sign and trade, we're gonna grab this power forward because we don't have a power forward right now. So De'Aaron Fox, Malachi Flynn, Garrett Trent Jr., Andrew Jackson, OG Jalen Johnson, Isaiah Todd, Mitchell Robinson. So we just need a front court player, and we're chilling. So what front court player will that be? I see an Alex Lynn. I see Willie Hernan, Selena Gomez, DeMarcus Cousins. There's Jabari Parker. So there's not really good options. So Kim Birch did play for Toronto this year. We have a $23 million trade exception, actually. Maybe we'll use that instead. Actually, so we opened up an exception, and I need a big man. Let me see what I can grab for as far as the big man's concerned. I will take like a simple one as well. I'm not looking for a bang for my buck kind of guy. Okongwu, a Preston Chua would be nice. Gobert. So with this trade exception, I'm going to be grabbing 21 million though. Kevin Durant? Just kidding. Can't do that. Clay Capella is making money now. I just need a simple backup, really. Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Zaire Williams, Ayton, Rashawn Holmes honestly could be a simple backup. All trade. Okay. And I give you a 2026 pick. Come on. No, never mind. Just screw the trade exception. I'm just gonna grab it's fine. All right, so we're just gonna grab Kim Birch, and it's totally fine. So let's go to player progression now, and this is our last season coming up. So we kind of simplified the rotation. We gave opportunities to players to step up. So Garrett Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Jalen Johnson, De'Aaron Fox is our core now, which is an interesting one. I like it. I do like it. I think we have the potential of going to the first seed again. We did trade our veterans, but it wasn't working out, man. We just got value for them while we could. Getting De'Aaron Fox is huge. It is a big move, so I'm not even upset about it. Training camps, we're going to throw some untapped potential at Jalen Johnson because we need him to step up this year. Throw it at OG Anunoby again, get him up to an A+. And then last but not least, I'll probably throw this last one at Mitchell Robinson because why not? All right, Rotation for this next season, power ranking, we are listed at number 1. De'Aaron Fox, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Isaiah Todd, Mitchell Robinson, Jalen Johnson, Andre Jackson, Malachi Flynn, and Kim Birch. We'll run a 9-man rotation, of course. That way we're not, tiring players this year. And we still can't go up. Yes, we can. 7 seconds. Last and final season. Let's get it. Hopefully we win a championship this time around. We've made it to back-to-back first seeds, made it to an NBA Finals, but have not secured the bag yet, not secured the ring yet. So let's go ahead and see if we can do it this season. End of the year award. All right, man, this is our last chance, last and final chance. 3rd seed, we're playing Detroit again. 22 points from Jalen Johnson, 20 from De'Aaron Fox, 20 from Gary Trent Jr., 18 from OG, 17 from Isaiah Todd. So very good team still. We get to play Detroit. Like I said, they have Kawhi Leonard, Jeremy Grant still, Jaden Springer, Malcolm Brogdon's here now. Someone didn't come around against them, and we beat them in 7. Oh my god, that was so close. But now we get to play Brooklyn. We beat this team earlier, and they've gotten older, but they did get Keon Johnson, so could be tough. Here we go. Somebody current round, and we lose in 6. Come on, bro. Cleveland and Brooklyn. Let's see who wins the championship. Brooklyn wins the championship. So we were 2 games away from winning a championship in this video. But I can't predict Toronto's future, man. Like I said, what I think is going to happen is I think they're going to stay competitive while rebuilding, if that makes sense. I think that's what they're going to do, but I can't predict the future. I did my best here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely smash that like button if you did, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.